Okay, so we're live, we're recording. Amy, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited that you are coming on today to chat to me for this new series.
Oh, it was an excuse to get dressed up and put some makeup on.
I know. Bear in mind, I have my pajama bottoms on down there, but we don't have to acknowledge that. Yeah. Okie dokie.
That's fine.
I know. What they don't know won't kill them. Well, everybody's listening, so they do know. Okay, so first of all, I just want to start by saying congratulations of having your 4-year anniversary birthday of your salon. That's amazing.
Ooh,
How does that feel, being 4 years in business?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's weird that it's open 4 years. I still feel like, I was crying my first day opening that it wouldn't work out, but like it was kind of surreal then, because I couldn't really celebrate it either, if that made sense. So we'll celebrate when we get back, whenever that is.
I know, whenever that is, please God, soon. So I've been going through all the questions that we got on Instagram and I've assembled them, but there's also a few bits I'd love to chat to you myself, and also just to disclaim that I've been going to Amy Michelle's myself. I'm an advocate for her magic work. I've been going to you for 2 years, which has flown.
2 years, I know.
It's crazy.
So fast.
And I went to you with little rat's tail, about this much hair, I'd say, and shablam. Yes! So before diving into everything pandemic based, I just said that I'd ask you about the salon itself. So how was Amy Michelle Hairdressing born, and where you're located?
So we're located on High Street on the Douglas Road. Easiest way to describe it is next to Zico's Pizza, because everybody knows Zico's. It was born, I suppose, when I was 14. I started working part-time in a salon, and I've always wanted to own my own salon since then. So I suppose just gathered up years of experience in that. And when I moved back from London a few years ago, I just decided the time was right and cut my losses and give it a go. And sure, 4 years later now, here we are.
Amazing. It's amazing. And tell me a little bit about the salon. So like, tell me about your staff and the dynamic that you have in the salon and what makes it special, because I know how special it is, but tell us.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. I suppose like we're very qualified in what we do. We go on courses every few weeks, so we try to keep up to date with everything. Regarding coming into the salon, how it's different is it's very, although we're professional, we're very casual. Like, we like the chats, we like the fun. I think, we all interrupt each other's conversations. We're all kind of being a bit nosy. There's myself and the guys. So there's Megan and Mike. They're the two full-time hairdressers, stylists. Ava then is my full-time apprentice, and Jean is our full-time front of house. So we have people kind of doing different jobs. So there's a nice variation there. Not everybody's kind of the same kind of level, so everybody kind of has a different role and a different outlook. But fun, that's the main thing.
So
we
much fun.
Have a laugh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, you just look forward to being there, and the chats and the
we
news.
We look forward to it as well. We look forward to coming in, and I think that's what we're missing the most at the moment, is like just having the laugh with people.
I know. But soon. We'll stay positive, and soon.
Oh yeah, so, positive girl.
I know. And with that, like, how have you been coping yourself now under the circumstances, as you're saying, not being used to, having that lovely buzz, and what have you been doing to keep yourself busy?
It's been a bit of a learning curve for me, because I don't like being by myself. I like kind of being busy and being around people. So the first few weeks I went hell for leather, and I think I booked myself in 24 webinars. And so I was really busy with up the walls. Crazy. Yeah, I was really busy with those. Like, I had 3 or 4 a day, and so that was really good. And I learned loads of new stuff to implement into work. And sure, then work didn't come. So the last couple of weeks now, I've just been kind of taking it a little bit more easy, just kind of watching Netflix and going for walks and chilling out a bit, and doing the odd webinar here and there. Just trying to keep myself busy.
It's good to have that balance.
I haven't stopped baking and eating the whole time.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I find myself making things there's not even a recipe to. You're just kind of lobbing stuff together to entertain yourself and hope for the best.
Just giving it a bash.
Yeah. With that then, in what way has it impacted Amy Michelle Hairdressing? Like, what changes are you planning on making when, everything reopens, and what changes have you already made since the beginning?
I suppose when we reopen up, we're waiting on guidelines really at the moment from the HSC and all that, but like, so we can't really social distance because obviously we're constantly touching people and breathing on people and all that. So at the moment, what it's looking like is we'll be wearing masks. We may be wearing visors. I'm not sure yet, as well as masks. I've bought a load of disposable gowns, disposable aprons, we've perspex on the desk.
Amazing.
We've changed from a hand towel to paper towels, and we have a dispenser in the loo, you know, all those kind of things just to keep everybody safe. So normally we have 8 seats in the salon, so now we'll just be a 4-seater. So it'll be every second seat will be used.
Amazing.
We'll stagger hours, stagger days to make sure everybody can come back full time, but we're not on top of each other. So it's going to make a few changes, all right. But look, I mean, it's the new norm, isn't it? You know?
It is. I know. It's funny to think, please God, in time, you know, we'll just have the vaccine and everything will go back for normal. But for now,
like, it's not going to be forever. You know, it may be 6 months, a year. But look, I mean, once we can get back to work, I don't really mind how we do it. Once it's safe. You know, that kind of way. Once we're safe and the customers are safe and staff are safe. Yeah.
Amazing. That sounds amazing.
Great fun.
And I've seen on your Instagram page since the pandemic you've started your online shop, or did you always have the online shop available? Or not your online shop, but selling your products?
We had an online shop last year, but you know, it didn't work out. It just wasn't a very good website. It wasn't easy to update. So we kind of packed that in kind of maybe in January of all times. So I was in the process of setting up a new one, but obviously that's on pause now. So at the moment, I am selling products like Expert, or still delivering shampoos and conditioners, all that. So I'm getting them delivered to my house and packing them all, you know, with the HSC guidelines and all that, and just doing a couple of calls to the post office every week then as well. So at least people can kind of look after their hair, because it's a long time not to get your hair done.
Yeah.
So at least if you have a nice shampoo and conditioner and feel like it's treated well, then that cheers you up a bit, you know?
Absolutely. So you're available to buy products through contacting you, the shampoos and conditioners?
Yeah, just pop me an email or DM me, or even call me. I have the salon phone diverted to my mobile.
Oh, brilliant.
So just get in contact, and whatever you want I can get ordered and sent out, no problem.
Amazing. Okay.
Apart from root spray, they're really hard to get.
The root spray?
They're impossible to get. They're sold out everywhere. It's crazy.
Sure, that's like the only kind of reliable quick fix.
Anything like
yeah.
It's a quick fix. It's like to get them. So I keep trying though.
Amazing. With all of those, you know, hair care, hair related, like obviously that's what everyone, like when I put up the questions box, everyone was like, help me. What should I be doing? So I a lot of the questions were repeated, so I kind of summarized them into 10 most popular ones that's on people's brains. Is, should I cut my hair while I'm stuck at home? Says Laura Nash.
I mean, there's pros and cons to it. Like, if it's a fringe trim, go ahead. I mean, by the time we're out of this, even if you mess it up, it'll be growing back.
Yeah.
You know, just be careful. Like, if you are trimming your fringe, don't cut like this. Point cut up into it. That way you'll take less length off it.
Is there any specific scissors that like you'd recommend?
A sharp, good scissors that you can get from the chemist. Like, obviously don't be using your kitchen scissors, you know. If you're cutting the back just an inch off it, again, I mean, if you have to, you know. Yeah, they're fairly sharp, like, but as I said, if you are cutting a fringe or anything like that, cut Jesus. Cut off into it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And you know, if you do make a mess of it, I mean, salons aren't going to be open for another month, really. It'll be growing back. It's fine.
Yeah, there's time yet. So, obviously, the second biggest question on people's brains is opinion on dyeing your hair at home. And also, kind of tied into that, is their home hair dyes that you could recommend as the best?
Oh, it's a tough one, because, like, although I don't recommend them, I do understand that people are stuck at the moment, and I think, you know, mental health is a big thing at the moment, and if your hair makes you feel good, look, if you have to, go for it. I don't know enough about them to recommend anyone in particular.
Yeah.
All I would say is do patch test yourself, because they're incredibly strong. They're way stronger than what we use in the salon.
Yeah.
So even if it says semi-permanent, they're not semi-permanent, So do your patch test 48 hours beforehand, 100%. Try and go a shade lighter than what you would normally pick, because if it does go wrong, it's easier to correct lighter hair rather than darker hair.
Yes.
And if you do decide to go down that route, just so people know that when you go back to your hair salon afterwards, you will need to get repatch test for the salon, because obviously different chemicals have been used in your hair in the meantime. Just be cautious what you're picking out, and as I said, do the patch test 100%.
Amazing. And obviously
blonde hair is a tough one, because doing a blonde box dye is like, you don't know the underlying pigments and tones and that, so box color can tend to go very, very brassy. So
Okay.
I'd be very cautious, anybody with blonde roots, because the problem is if you do a blonde box dye and it goes brassy, it's very hard to get back to a nice clean blonde afterwards when this is all over.
Yeah.
But again, if it's a needs must, you have to do what you have to do.
Another question then is, what is the best shampoo and conditioner for dyed blonde hair that's breaking?
Okay, so if it's breaking, you need protein. So you need either something really reconstructing and really moisturizing. So I suppose what I would recommend would be the Semidelino Reconstruct shampoo and mask. It's specifically for that kind of bleached hair that's cracking. Or we also use Joico in the salon, and I would use the K-Pack range for that. Once then your hair starts getting a little bit better, change from Reconstruct to moisturizing, and that goes for both brands, because once your hair has stopped breaking, that's when you need moisture to make it better, really. And I suppose a good haircut when everything opens back up is probably the next thing.
Does there come a point with the reconstructing shampoo where it doesn't do, the job is done?
Yeah, so like most people that use Reconstruct shampoo and that wouldn't need to use it forever. It's only when your hair is damaged. But once your hair kind of goes then from damaged back to just a little bit dry, that's when you can change to moisture. And then when your hair gets back to normal, you can change to a normal shampoo and conditioner.
Oh my God.
If you keep using Reconstruct, it will make your hair better. But because it's full of protein, if there's too much protein in your hair will go hard, and then it'll start snapping again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you have to be cautious. Like, that's why we kind of say, obviously do what your salon recommends, that kind of way, and we'll be able to tell them when you can switch.
My God.
Yeah.
You're so knowledgeable. I love it. Okay, amazing. And then another question is blonde related. Two questions. So, what is the best way to prepare your hair if you plan to go blonde after Corona? And then the best way to maintain it while you're still at home.
Okay, so while you're maintaining it at home, I suppose I'll do first, because we just kind of touched on that. So most blonde hair will be either damaged or dry. It'll be one or the other. When your hair is damaged, it's snapping at the ends. When your hair is dry, you have split ends. So you kind of need to be able to tell the difference. Yeah. So, the way sometimes you brush your hair and it's cracking off at the ends, that's damaged hair. When your hair is dry and it just feels a bit, that's when you use moisture then. With blonde hair, I suppose purple shampoo really is the only thing at the moment. So that'll stop it from getting brassy. Again, I would prefer a salon brand opposed to a chemist brand, because chemist ones can be quite drying, but the salon ones have amino acids in them, so they help protect your hair as well. If you do feel your hair is a bit dull and, we'll say, overtoned, the way you can get that kind of grey, kind of mucky kind of look almost.
Yeah.
You can add a teaspoon of baking soda into your normal shampoo, and that'll just give it a good clarifying shampoo as well. So that'll just cleanse out any kind of bits or pollution or anything that are on the ends.
Amazing.
So that's kind of a good little tip as well, because it's something that most people have at home,
Especially at the moment.
That's it, like everybody's baking.
Yeah.
Pop in my hair. Regarding then, I suppose, preparing your hair for going blonde, moisture, definitely you need to make sure your hair is in good condition. So moisturizing shampoo, conditioner, if you can do masks, that would be great. Just to get your hair into top-notch condition, because when you're going blonde, it's bleach is being used, obviously, and bleach can be abrasive on the hair. So at least if you have as much moisture and it's as healthy as you can, you are planning on doing a color change after this is all over, try not to color your hair at the moment.
Yeah.
Because if you're lifting natural hair, it's quite easy to lift. If we're lifting over a band, a box color, it's harder and harder. And if you're trying to go blonde, you don't want to go that warm, kind of yellowy blonde. You want to go a nice creamy, kind of beachy blonde. So
Yes.
just to keep that in mind as well.
Another question is, how could you make your greys less noticeable without dyeing your hair?
Obviously, we already touched on the root spray that it's very hard to get professional brands at the moment. So like for me to get it from Expert, I can't get the Joico one, I can't get the Colour Wow one, they're all sold out everywhere. But Boots and Sam McCauley's, they have the L'Oreal ones that you can get, you know, the ones you normally get in pennies.
Yeah.
That are kind of €8. You can get them. Now, they have inflated the prices a bit. They are going up to like €11 or €12.
Bracing.
But look, again, so you can order them online. I recommend Sam McCauley's because they're faster than Boots, because from Boots it comes from the UK, even though it's an Irish site. And they seem to be fairly fully stocked with them. You can kind of get them in supermarkets as well, and that, because I've seen them in Super Value the other day when I was doing my shopping. If you're cocooning and you can't get out of the house, you can always go back to the 90s and do like a zigzag parting, you know, because that gives you a little bit of volume, which hides it a bit. And think outside the box a bit. I mean, like eyeshadow. My mom always does it when they're on holiday and her roots come out. She uses her eyeshadow. I mean, it's not ideal, but at the end of the day, it'll wash out, you know. And a bit of mascara, if you're very dark, a bit of mascara, or something like that, you know. Just think outside the box a little bit.
Okay, we've 2 more questions. So the first one is, someone asked about my hair. What did I ask for to get the darker root? Or what is this called?
So,
or what was it called?
It's called loads of different things. I mean, brand is what you asked for when you came in. We can do brand.
Yes.
So brand would be, I suppose, like a brown blonde. Some people might call it a root drag, root smudge, a root melt. You know, there's loads of different words for it. You know, my advice when you're going somewhere and you're looking for something is bring a photograph. Bring a picture, because that way there's no question of who's right and who's wrong. Everybody has the same idea, and we can tell you whether we can get you to that point or not. I think that's the best thing, because you might go in somewhere and ask for brand, but the hairstylist's idea of brand might be completely different to what your friend has.
100%.
So that's why I think the photograph is the best.
Amazing.
But brand, all brand.
Brand. Okay, and then the last question we have is, do you recommend hair extensions, or do you think they ruin your hair?
So I suppose years ago people used to think they used to ruin your hair, but they don't anymore. Once they're done correctly, once they're taken out correctly, and once it's real hair, and it's someone qualified doing it. Like Sophie, you've had them in a couple of times now. We've done them for you. Your hair's actually been better afterwards, hasn't it?
Unbelievable. Before I came to you, I had the opposite experience. So it goes to show how important it is that you have, you know, someone applying them properly, removing them properly, caring for your hair in between, and giving you like the, you know, appropriate advice for when you go home for your own hair care, to make sure that it all goes smoothly.
The appropriate amount of hair extensions, you know, like I suppose there's a lot of places that it's all, I hate to say it now, but it's all money. But some people come in and, you know, they want hair down to their backside, but their own natural hair won't support that. So you have to be a little bit realistic as well. You know, if I feel your hair isn't strong enough to take a full head of extensions, I'd start you off in a half head, and we'd see how we go. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
And then sometimes, like I've some clients that start off in a 3/4 head, and we'll say, you know, blondes, now that it's all broken around the front here, they'd start in a 3/4 head. We'll eventually get them to a half head. And what we'd be aiming for is to get them for fillers eventually. You know, try and get their hair healthy and just have the few extensions to kind of bump it up a little bit. But they don't damage your hair. Once, as I said, once they're put in correctly and they're looked after and they're maintained and they're taken out correctly, there's no worries with them. I mean, 99% of people can get them.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who don't know, Amy Michelle has a beautiful range of her own hair extensions, which I've had like a good few times now, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're called Refine Hair Extension.
There was no damage done to them after.
Yeah, literally no damage. My hair was the exact same as it was before as it was after, which is like unbelievable.
just talk to your stylist, and you know they'll give you the right info. And if your stylist doesn't do them, just make sure you go somewhere reputable that does them properly for you.
To Amy. Go to Amy. Yeah.
Or go to me, yeah.
Amazing.
Why not?
You are just the world of knowledge about hair. I love that so much. And that's all the questions that I have.
I try my best.
And do you have anything else you'd like to add now? Is there any...
You know what? I just think at the moment, if you have any questions, if your hairdresser's like me, if your hairdresser has like, if they're like me and they're answering their DMs and all that and everything, if you have any questions, just get on to them. Like, I mean, we're sitting at home bored as well, and we love what we do. Like, it's not, most hairdressers will do their job for a passion rather than a job. So
yeah,
if you have any questions, do get on to us. Or if your hairdresser isn't doing it, pop a message to me. I'll answer anything, like, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Just stay in contact, and like, yeah, hopefully we'll be open sooner rather than later, and we'll all be able to look fabulous again.
Yes, I can't wait.
I know, me too.
So that's amazing, Amy. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to me. This is so fun.
So much.
And for everybody who's watching, you can find Amy and Michelle on Facebook, Instagram.
I suppose DMing is kind of the easiest on Facebook and Instagram, because
Exactly.
everybody's on social media. So yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, contact away.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Bye, Sophie. Bye.